off again. Right, I'll start off this way.
I got it.
That way, it's tall up there. And these will pull right up. Yeah, she's good. All right, man. That's all we need to do tonight besides get some pictures. Hey everybody, I'm sitting here with Jason. He actually has a couple channels. I met him through his 1952 Jeep channel a long time ago. He's actually been here. 2015 he was here for a camp nearby, and we've been friends ever since, and before that even. But he brought the next project for the channel, and just wanted to talk about it here with them to see why he brought it here and what it means to him. It's a 94 Harley Davidson, and we'll get into that a little more. But Jason, I appreciate you bringing this to me. I know it means a lot to you.
I'm tickled to be here with it. It's been a long time waiting to get this thing done. Dad passed in '04, so it was my father's bike, and we're gonna get that thing running. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait.
I'm real honored he brought it to me because I know it's real sentimental to him. And
yeah, it means a lot.
He knows I'll do my best to do him right.
Oh yeah. I'm excited about this. I really am. I'm thrilled that Wyatt's got time to do it. Like I say, it's part of the reason had nothing been done to it is really just didn't know anybody I trusted. Then I don't know why I didn't think of him sooner. I've been to his shop years ago, and I knew he was into the bikes and stuff, and something that one day it just hit me. I think I might have saw a Facebook post and I went, wait a minute, this is the guy. This is the guy. Yeah, especially cool. Since he's retired. Yeah,
it helps a lot. And now that I'm past this knee operation and past COVID, I will let you all go right now, and we'll get back to this bike as soon as I can.
Y'all take care.
All right, so you got a little introduction about what the bike's all about. I'm very excited to get cracking on this thing. It's only got 24,000 miles on it. And like Jason was saying, it's been parked since 2004. So low mileage bike. By accident we found out that the motor turns over. When we were moving it initially, we had it in gear, so the motor does turn over. The clutch does release, so that's a good thing. The main thing to do on the bike is, besides the inspections, the few things we're worried about is the fuel. It's been in there since 2004. And I already know I'm going to have some issues. I can't turn on the fuel petcock. It's jammed up. And this throttle is jammed up. So I feel like the carburetor and the fuel in it's just going to be like glue and whatever's remaining in the tank. So the main thing for me is to get the fuel system figured out. And what I want to do, even that it's a low mileage engine, is to bore scope whatever I can figure out how to get into it. Just to make sure that when I do start the engine, we're not tearing anything up. The biggest expense is going to be tires, battery, all new fluids. And beyond that, it's just going to be a matter of what we find. Part of the reason that I'm recording this is obviously for my channel and my viewers, but it's also going to be used as a record for Jason and his friends and family that are following along. So what I want to do is just show you how nice this bike really is. Pay attention to things like the brake calipers and the wheels. There's no evidence of galling or having an accident. The wheels are in good shape. There's not a whole lot of rust, just really light surface rust. You can see here where I shined a piece of the chrome. It's going to shine up nicely. I'm going to scrub down the engine and detail the bike. Obviously, once I know it's running and mechanically sound, I will detail the bike and make sure everything's in place for him to enjoy it. His dad mentioned one day he wants to put a genuine Harley Davidson battery in it, and it's got a Chinese knockoff in there now, so we're going to put that in there because that was his request. And I guess that's it for now. I'll let you go. I'll start tearing into this thing. I couldn't help myself. It's December 29th and I had to get started. I'm leaving tomorrow for Florida, but I wanted to get some initial work done. Obviously just some tear down items. I wanted to see what kind of shape the bike's in. I'm finding everything as it should be. This might be aftermarket, although it is a Harley piece. I don't know if they did that in '94 for this bike. The wires that go up through the tour box there for the back lights should have a quick disconnect, and they are soldered on. So I'll either leave that original as his father had it, or I'll put quick disconnects so he can get it off without having to cut that again. That's the way I would go, so that he can take the box off without cutting. This has got an air suspension. I haven't tried anything there yet. The battery's been removed because it's junk. I tried charging it and it won't hold a charge as expected. So I didn't test the lights or anything, but I don't see any reason why they wouldn't work. So there it is. That's the first hour. Well, today is the 2nd of January. I was in Florida for a couple of days. Wasn't supposed to come home until today, but we got back a day early. So we got about an hour and a half into the teardown, some inspections, one repair to do so far, fairly easy one. So the next thing for me is to get the rear wheel off, because tomorrow I've got a doctor's appointment in town. And town for me, where the Harley shop is and my doctor's office, is 90 miles round trip. So I'm going to take advantage of being in town anyway and have this wheel with me so I can get a new tire mounted, hopefully, at least one purchased, along with the fluids, the battery, and some of the things we need for the bike. That's good. There goes my spacers. And did I get enough room? Yes. All right. Not too bad. That's other point of those wheels, or tires I should say, is they look brand new. It's really sad that we have to replace them, but they've been on this bike since 1994, so we can't trust them. We've got to replace them. That's where we're going. Got some time today to start working on our carburetor and fuel issues. I might have mentioned before, I can't turn the throttle at all, and I can't turn the fuel petcock on or off. And I started taking off the cross tube here, and noticed that it's broken. So I don't have a light, but you can probably see that. So that hose is completely gone, which tells me we probably don't have any fuel in the tank, which might be a blessing in disguise. I'll let you know when I get there. Took the tank off, got the petcock here, and my friend said, again, I keep saying my friend, the guy that knows Harleys, said I may have to replace this because of the indications I gave him that it's pretty darn stuck. And I'm putting about all the pressure I want to on this. It's starting to bend this. And then he said there's no way of really servicing these or get them cleaned, so I'm going to have to get a new one. If it is expensive, I may try to get the varnish out of it, but what's happened is the fuel has run out, and what was left residual in here has turned to varnish, which is a kind of a glue substance, and this is just crammed full of it, and I can't move it. So we'll have to see how much one of those cost. As expected, the reason I couldn't move the throttle cables was because the carburetor itself is jammed. Again, I suspect the varnish, the fuel in here has just jammed up the carburetor. He wants to try to keep it. He wants to try to keep everything original through this bike. So if I can rebuild it, I will. If not, I can get a new one for about $75. So that's not a terrible price. And we will rebuild this one first, see if I can get it cleaned up, and then go from there. What I'm encouraged about is you can still see some of the cross hatching on the cylinder wall. The piston itself is intact, no holes or anything, and a little bit of carbon buildup, which is something that we expect. He has ran the engine, idled it a few times in its life. Now I need to take this away so I can look at it a little closer. Carburetor is in fact jammed up. I can barely move the butterfly here. It's real hard. So definitely got some varnish issues in the pivot points here. So next thing I'll do is take off the bowl here just to look at it, see how bad that is. But yeah, we're definitely going to need a rebuild. Take the intake manifold off because I want to look into the intake valve area, make sure there's no issues there. And I noticed there's a dirt on half of it, and then you got this black oil looking stuff on the other. Same thing here. So I think we had a leak, and also I noticed I was able to twist this in there, and I don't know if that's normal or not, I'll have to ask my expert friend. It looks like it might be because these are just part of that seal. Yeah, okay, it's just part of the rubber there, so that moves freely. I think I'm going to get those new seals. Can't imagine they cost too much, and that way we'll take care of this issue here. This issue here, I should say. Get it in focus there. As I mentioned, part of the reason I'm doing this video is to record the process. And let's see, so that's intake valve there, and pretty carboned up actually. Both intake valves are closed. There we go. So that's the shot of the front one. So I'll get in there with some different brass brushes I have and see if I can't clean that up a little. Obviously, we don't want to get any of that on the valve seats, but I want to clean up what I can. I got compressed air so I can blow it out when I'm done. Brush them around. So I'm in Cookeville, Tennessee, closest to Harley Davidson dealership to where I live. Like I said, about 45 miles. They are closed on Mondays.